Anyone joined newly today? So see yesterday there is a introduction class has been done. So it is more about why database is required, what is data, what is information, what is database, what is database management system. So everything we have discussed yesterday, course introduction, everything. So actually today the class actual start will get start. Like what is SQL, what is SQL commands, so how to create the table, what and all parameters you are restricted to create the table. These all are the things we can discuss today. So if anyone is missed yesterday class, so this is the link which I have pinged in messages. So you can go and access the course. I mean access the yesterday session. Then you can continue with it. So if you have any doubts, you can reach out to me. Okay, guys. This is my YouTube channel, which I post. I have uploaded the yesterday video in my YouTube channel. If you go, if you like my content, please like and subscribe to my channel. So, and one more thing, this training is first 1 week sessions are free, so you can attend the 1 week sessions daily, and you can hear it. So after that you can decide whether it is worth it to enroll or not based on the after 1 week classes. That is from my end. So let us continue today. So we have discussed yesterday we have discussed, yeah, so we can discuss end of the session you can ask. Yeah. Okay, guys, let us continue the session. So yesterday, to continue to the yesterday session, so we knew that is SQL is the common language for all major RDBMS. SQL is the common language for all major RDBMS. So what and all the RDBMS are, guys? Oracle, MySQL, MSSQL, PostgreSQL, NoSQL, TSQL. For all RDBMS, Relational Database Management Systems, SQL is the common language which they use to deal with their RDBMS. Either it may be Oracle, it may be MSSQL, it may be SQL, it can be any database. They must have to use the SQL to deal with their database. To deal in the sense, by using SQL, they can read the data from the database, they can write the data into the database, they can create or modify or delete data in the database. They can delete data in the database, they can analyze the database. By using the data, we can build the reports. By using SQL, we can perform these all sections in any RDBMSs. Okay, so we can read the data, we can write the data, we can create or modify, delete the data in the database. We can, after fetching the data, we can analyze the database. We, after receive the data from the database, we can build the reports by using any reporting tools. It may be Tableau, it may be Looker, it may be Power BI, it may be QuickSense or anything. So you should understand what is SQL first. What is SQL first? SQL is a structured query language. Structured query language. So there is a structure to follow this SQL. Like the structure is nothing but they provide some rules and they provide some they provide some rules they provide some rules. We have to follow the syntax. Those rules they have implemented by using syntaxes. The rules they have implemented by using syntaxes. So we must be have to follow the syntax, how they have developed the RDBMS. Then only we can deal with the data. We can perform any action in the data. Then only we can perform any action in the data. So we can call it as SQL is SQL as SQL also. So SQL is a structured query language and we can refer it as a SQL. So SQL is a programming language used to interact with the relational database management system. We can interact with our RDBMS by using SQL program. So SQL is a primarily used in RDBMS. So SQL is a structured query language. I repeat, SQL is a structured query language. There is a structure to follow this language. Those structure is implemented by using some rules. The rules are implemented by using some syntaxes. So if you want to deal with, if you want to interact with any database, you must use the SQL. So you must have to follow the syntaxes. After interacting the database, we can perform these actions. We can read the data, we can write the data, we can create and modify and delete the data and analyze the data, then build the reports. Next, types of SQL statements. Types of SQL statement or types of SQL commands. So commands or statements are categorized into 5 sections. SQL commands or statements categorized into 5 sections. SQL commands or statements categorized into 5 sections. DDL, DML, DCL, DQL, and DRL. DQL or DRL. DDL. DDL is a data definition language. DML is a data manipulation language. DCL is the data control language. TCL is the transaction control language. DQL or DVRL. DQL is a nothing but data query language, or DRL is the data read language we can call it. So the both are same, DQL and DRL. DQL, DRL, both are the same. So before going to know about each command, before going to know about each command, we can we have to know. So as discussed, we can store the data, we can read the data, right? We can write the data. So you have to know before going to know about the each command, how to read the data, how to write the data, how to write the data. So we will discuss about each command in further classes. So first of all, you must have to know about. So yesterday we discussed, right, like how what why database is required. Yesterday we discussed why database is required. For example, if anyone if any customer reach to the branch of SBI, they have to open the account. They will give one form. The form is having this all fields. The form is having these all fields. The customer has to enter these fields, then he has to submit the form into the account section of the SBA. Then account section employee will check this form. If the all fields are okay, photo, this all fields and signature, everything, then he will create account for us. Account for us. So how he will create, how he will store the data in the database. The account section person once you create the database, he must once you create the account, he must have to save in the database, right, for future reference. How you will create these fields in the database, guys? Using SQL. See, he will enter these details in the front end. Then these details will pass into the backend technology. How it will pass? As we have seen yesterday, there is a communication channel. There is a communication channel, client and architecture. The account representative will have the access only this client. What is the client application? So what is the client application is online SB is the client application for the customer. The same way for employees of the SBA, there is some separate client to access, to do deal or to perform the business activities. So once the client enter the details, client in the sense the employee of the SBA is enter the details in the client application, then the request will submit to the database by using any communication channels, by using any communication channel. Though those records will automatically get saved into the database. How database store the data, guys? In the form of table. Table is nothing but collection of rows and columns. In the form of rows and columns, the data will get stored. Here, the client, the bank representative is entering the fields. That's it. Like how username, password we submit for an online SBA. The same way you will submit only first first name, last name, address, date of birth, phone number, PON. These all are the details. Once you entered, it has to save automatically, right? For that, we can write some programs in the PLSQL program by using some in-mode parameters. In-mode parameters. In-mode. So you have to know what is table first. What is table? What is rows, what is columns. Then only you will get some idea on the database, how the data is going to store in the database. What type of objects we have, guys? Yesterday we have discussed. What is the types of objects? How many types of objects we do have? Any idea? Sorry, we have two types of objects. We have two types of objects. So as we discussed yesterday, we have two types of objects. One is user object, another one is the system object. The user object is it's created by the user and manipulated by the users, and it contains the user data. It's created by the user. Who is the user for the database? Whoever is having access to the database, those all are the users for the database. So whatever data, I mean table created by the user, the users can manipulate it. Manipulation in the sense to perform any DML operations, to read the data, to create the, I mean to insert the data, to delete the data, to delete, update the data, or anything which is performed by the users in the database, that is called manipulation. I repeat, any transaction which is performed by the user, it's a read or it a update or it a insert, it a delete. It is a it is a manipulation. It is a manipulation. So user object is nothing but it's created by the user and manipulated by the users, and it contains the user data. Why we are telling it contain the user data? User only inserting the data. So that's the reason user contains the data. Another one is system object. It's nothing but system created tables, data dictionaries, which are already available in the database. Which are already available in the database. Let us see what and all tables or what and all system created objects is available in the database. We can see one by one. So those all you just wanted to know. Those all are the things. So we can go into one by one. What is data, guys? Data is a collection of events needs to be stored in a single object for feature reference is called a data. Collection of events needs to be stored in a single object for feature reference. It is called data. Or else data is a collection of raw facts, or else anything which is understandable by the system is called as a data. So we have discussed deeply about this data yesterday. If anyone is missed, please go through that video on the YouTube, which I pinged in the message section. Which I pinged in the message section. You can you can go and you can watch this video, which is uploaded by the sorry which is uploaded into the YouTube. So you can go through that video and you will get to know. So what is data? Deeply we discussed. So now data is a collection of events needs to be stored in a single object for feature reference is called a single is called a data, right? Now what is object? Object is nothing but table or sequence synonym, anything. What is generally we call it as a object? It is a mobile is one object, or anything is a object. Like same way, whatever is available in the database or inserting or creating, that is one object. Okay, but as a terminology in SQL, we can call it object, we can call it entity, or we can call it as a table, or anything is the same. Object or entity or table, terminology wise, everything is the same. If you call it as an object, it is an entity or it is a table, or everything is. If you call it as a column or attribute, both are the same. Terminology I am explaining you guys. Remember those things. If anyone is calling as a object, that may be entity, that may be table. If any attribute or column, both are same. Record, tuple or row, all are the same. Record, tuple and row, all are the same. Okay. So yesterday, so if you take for example, to create a table, you can discuss in the table creation section, that one, table creation section. So yesterday I explained you, right, like data. So what is metadata, guys? Data about the data is called a metadata, or something which is describing about the data. Something which is describing about the data is called as a metadata. Yesterday we discussed. So properties of metadata. There are some properties for the metadata. Data name, definition, and length of size, and values allows, source of data, and ownership. Source of data and ownership. So these all are the properties of metadata. You just know about this. You don't need to remember or something else. You just need to know. So first of all, data about the data is called a metadata, right? The properties of metadata, first one is data name. It's nothing but a table name. Data name is a nothing but a table name. Definition is nothing but column name and data type. We can see one by one. What is that? Length of size. It is nothing but a data type size. Values allows. So it constrain the restrictions. For example, we have created one table and you kept the column name as student number, student number SNM, column name. The data type of column is must be a number data type, right? Or else it may be varchar2 data type also. We can insert the by using single parenthesis, sorry, inverted commas, number data types, numbers also. So we can restrict what type of data is should be allowed into the database. That is called value allows. Source of data. It contains the data file details. We can discuss that. Ownership. It contains the user details of the table. We can discuss this one. I will let you when the topic is coming, like each and everything we can discuss one by one when we are discussing about that. When we are discussing about that, can discuss. You just remember these points. What is this? Okay. First of all, first of all, as per how the data is storing the database, guys, it stored the in form of table rows and columns. As per database, data stored in two structures. In the database, the data will get stored in the two structures. One is logical structure, another one is the physical structure. Another one is the physical structure. One is the logical structure, another one is the physical structure. So the data is going to the stored in the database. It will stored in the two structure. One is the logical structure, another one is the physical structure. So logical structure contain the two categories. Logical structure contain the two categories. One is table space, another one is the data dictionaries. One is the table space, another one is the data dictionary. Another one is the data dictionary. That so I think you remember everyone in college days or some DBMS concept you will get in the college date. So those all everyone discussed there. The table name, table space. One is the table space, another one is the data dictionary. What is table space? Table space. What is table space, guys? It's a interface between. It's a interface between table and database file. It's a interface between table and database file. Table and database file. Table space is nothing but it interface between table and database file. Interface is nothing but if you want to enter, for example, if you want to enter the inside your room, inside in any, if you want to enter the room, so what is the table space, guys, there? If you know what is the table space there, door is the table space. Door is the table space. So without opening door you can't enter into the, without opening door you can't enter into the room. So the table space, what is the, that is interface for us. That is a interface for us. So without table space we can't do, we can't enter into the room, right? The same way here, this is a table, this is a dbf file. So whatever is manipulation, for example, table is having 100 rows, table is having 100 rows, one row you have deleted, the deleted information will get stored in the table space. Once you commit the data, then only it will go and updated in the database file. Otherwise it cannot update in the database file. We, so there are three types of table spaces. One is permanent table space, another one is the temporary table space, another one is the undo table space. For example, you can see practically these things we can discuss what I am doing here. So here I just logged in my database. I just logged in my database. So to read the data in the sense, whatever the data available in the database, that if you are reading or if you are fetching, if you are retrieving, anything is called as a read the data from the database. So first one is the read the database is in the database, right? Read the database in the database. How to read the database? Just to read the database or to retrieve the database, we have only one command, that is select. We can discuss this one once we go into the command categories. Just you can see, for example, see, I am reading, I just retrieve the data of employee table. So this is called reading the data, or this is called retrieve the data, this is called fetch the data from the database. Okay, for example, here my table, here this is called table, right? This is called table. It's called table. So my table is having 14 rows. For example, don't think about these commands, guys. We can discuss in the command categories. So I am just deleting one row. I am just deleting one row. See here, 77934, right? I am just deleting one row. So one row is deleted. We can discuss these commands, everything. One row is deleted. Now you can check the data. See, now 13 rows is there. So the deleted, here one row is deleted, right? Where it has deleted, guys? It has deleted in the table. It has deleted in the table. It has deleted in the table. The deleted information will be stored in the temporary table space. Temporary table space, which we can roll back. Which we can roll back. Why table space is required in between the table and DBS file? For example, we have deleted one row. If interface is not there, table space, then it will directly deleted in the database file, source of data, that is physical data, right? So if you want to retrieve, I mean if you want to get the data back, you can't get it because that's permanently deleted. So that's the reason they have developed the table space in between the table and DBS file. So within the table space, they have categorized in the three types. One is temporary table space, permanent and undo. So the deleted information, one row is deleted, right? The deleted information, this is the proof. You see how 13 rows after deleted. The deleted information will stored in the temporary table space, which we can roll back. Which we can roll back. So for example, now I this deleted is recorded is saved in the temporary table space. I want to get the data again back, so I just give rollback statement. This one we can discuss, no worries. See, you just see what is going on. See, rollback is completed. So now you can see the table data again. See, again, did we got the table got again? See, 7902. Did we got the record back again, guys? Did we roll back? So whatever you are doing transaction, those are not directly affected to the database. Those are performed within the table and it will be saved in the temporary table space. Until unless you give the commit, it cannot save the changes in the main database file, which is having the table details, which is having the table details. So now, for example, again you have deleted one row, deleted, again you have deleted. See the data, now 13 rows only, again deleted. Now I will give commit, I cannot give the data. I wanted to save this information, I wanted to delete this record permanently, then I will give commit. The temporary table space will the save the transaction, right? So if you give the commit, it store the data permanently after commit. It store the data permanently after commit. So once you give the commit, the changes will affected to the changes will affected to the database file. The changes will affected to the database file. Permanently it will get stored the data. So permanent table space, so what it will do, guys, it store the data permanently after commit. See, for example, even if you after try, sorry guys, even even if you try to roll back after commit, so rollback is completed, no, so you can't get the data back because you have already committed the transaction. You have deleted one row and you have committed the transaction. You have committed the transaction. So permanent table space store the data after commit. After commit, for example, I don't want to delete, I just wanted to delete table itself. Delete table itself. I just wanted to delete the table itself. How to? So we can delete the table by using drop command. Drop table name. So we can discuss that commands again. See, table is dropped. So if you try to retrieve the data, what is the error, guys? Table or view does not exist. Table or view does not exist. Why we are getting this error? So we have dropped the table from the database. The dropped details are the dropped objects. The dropped table or objects. Objects is nothing but tables or anything um, which we create in the database. Those all are called objects for the database. So the dropped table or dropped objects details are stored in the undo table space, which we can flashback. That means we can get it back again. We can get it back again. How we can get it back again? These dropped table details are stored in the recycle bin. For example, for example, for example, see, this is one EMP. Here you can observe. So this is, see, even our hard disk is database here, right? So I am having in my hard disk one EMP file, one MP file name. So what I will do, I just to delete it. I just to delete it. So where it will get stored, guys? If you want to retrieve the data, get it back, recycle bin, right? So we can restore it. Restore. The same way in database, whatever you dropped, those details will get stored in the recycle bin. Those details are stored in the recycle bin, which we can flashback it. Which we can flashback it. We can get it back by using flashback query. By using this one again we can discuss in the drop statement, guys. Just remember. So how to get it, that one? Flashback table table name. It's very simple. SQL is a just a simple language like how English language. All things. Flashback table, table name, to before drop. To before drop. See, table is flashback. Now you can retrieve the data. See again, data is came back. Table. So before flashback, what you got? Tabular view does not exist. After flashback, you got the data. How we restore the data from recycle bin? The same way. So here, temporary table space is nothing but it store the dropped object details in the undo table space, which we can flashback. Clear, guys? Next, data dictionaries. The same way, for example, here temporary table this one permanent table space, how it will work after commit in the sense, if you shift to delete any file, it available in the recycle bin, guys? For example, if you delete, no, so the shift is work like a commit, the same way. Okay, next, data dictionaries. Please go on mute if you are not speaking. Data dictionaries. So these all are the logical structure, guys. I am I am explaining the database, how it mechanism of the database, how to store the data. To get a full grip on the database, I am explaining this one. Okay. Next, data dictionaries. Data dictionaries is nothing but system created objects. We discussed already. System created object. Data dictionaries is nothing but, here see, observe, system created objects. So system is created means when you install the database, automatically system will get stored some some objects, some object, some object. See, these for here, if you want to describe the employee table, how they have created, what is the columns, data type, size, describe of employee. So employee is we have created the user underscore tables. This is the system created table, we cannot created it. The same way, all underscore tables, user underscore cons underscore columns, and so on, these all are the data dictionaries. We can discuss one by one later. So these all are the data dictionaries. Clear, guys? It is a system. See, if you see here, we have described the employee table, describe of EMP. EMP is we created. Did we create the user underscore table? No, we never created. It's created by the system once you install the software. Next, physical structure. How to store the data in physically? Table and indexes. Once you create the table, it's stored the physically, it's stored in the physical structure. Indexes. Indexes is nothing but, for why we create indexes, guys, we can discuss in the index concept deeply, but just I will give some brief explanation. For example, this is the hard disk, not example, hard disk is like that only. If you open your laptop or something else, you can see it will be in disk format only, disk format only. So for example, if you see any disk, I mean DVD in your home, for example, data is less on the disk. If you see the disk, it will be two colors. Till store the data, it is some thick color. After the free space, it is showing some light color. If you have still in your home, you can check it. So the data is stored in the blocks. So if you write select star from EMP without index, it will search whole database. If you search by using the index, it's a directly, see here it is pointing, it's a directly go, for example, it store the physical address of the row. We can discuss this one deeply in further. In row it is physical address of the row to retrieve the data from the data very fast. So it store the physical address. For example, table is here in this block, it's a directly, for example here is there, for example, what is this here, it's not coming. Okay, for example, data is stored here, so it directly store this address of this physical address. So when you enter table or column name, it's a directly go to the this area and it fetch it, it cannot check it whole the disk. Okay, so we can discuss in index concept deeply on that. Next, here this data has to be saved in the database in the form of table. Table is collection of rows and columns, right? Once the SBI employee representative enter this field and UI in the sense client application, whatever you see on the, this is called one client application. For example, any website, if you open it, that is called one client application. So once they enter, they has to store in the database, right? So we have to create a table to store this information. We have to create the table because data store the database in the form of table only, in the form of tables only, right? We have to create the table. So how to create the table, now we are actually entering, guys, how to create a table, how to create a table. Here, table is a database object and it is used to store the data. It is collection of, table is a nothing but it's a database object used to store the data. It is collection of rows and columns. How to create a table? So as I said, it is one structured format. So for example, if you take it, if you take it, some UPA, some this phone pay application, how phone pay application product they have indicated to the user, you have to enter the anyone, if you want to send money, their phone number or UPI to recognize their bank. If you send the data, it will go to the their bank. So that is a restriction, right? That is called indication. The same way, to create the table, we have some rules and regulations. Those called syntaxes. PhonePe is indicating to the users that rules they have to they must be enter phone number or UPI ID. So if you use the syntaxes only, then only this database, I mean SQL server or database server, can understand that you are creating the table. If you cannot use this format, I mean syntax, then it will raise one error, syntax issues. The create a table, there is a rule to follow. The syntax is create table, table name, create table, table name. Then you must have to open the parenthesis, then column name, then data type, then size, then size, then column name 2, then data type, then size, and so on multiple columns. You must to close the parenthesis. You must to close the parenthesis. So this is the syntax. Create table, table name, then columns you can declare along with the database, data types and sizes. So for example, create view, vname, create syntax, these all are the objects. Objects. Table is also object, right? So if you take one example, to create the view, you must have to follow this one. Remember this, guys, this is a command, create command. This table is a keyword. Keyword. Why we are mentioning table is a keyword? We are indicating that SQL server or SQL buffer. I am creating a table. So you can check the table syntax from here. So to create view you have to mention. So when you mention view here, Oracle, we are indicating to the server, I am creating a view. You can check the view related syntax. So if you are mentioning syntax sequence, so it will check the sequence syntax only because we are indicating by using some keywords. If you are creating procedure, if you are creating cursor, if you are creating trigger, if you are creating package. So anything, the same syntaxes it will follow. Create view, create procedure. That is same. Create is a command, table is a keyword, and table name is the actual table name which you want to keep it. Then column names which you want to declare. Then data type size. Okay, so I can enter this one, but to save our time I have already created this one. So we can see one by one. So to create, see, for example, if you take student information, create table student id, then number date type. Why I called it this one is a number date type? Id is belongs to numeric data, so it is a number data. Then first name, then it is a varchar to data. Then last name, that is a varchar to data. So to create a table, what and all parameters you required, guys? What and all parameters you required? What and all things you required to create a table? Table name you must require. Please go on mute if you are not speaking. What and all things parameters you required, guys, to create a table? Table name you required. See, table name is you required. Column name is you required. And data type you required. Data type you required. Yeah, exactly. So to create a table, you required the table name, column name, and data type size. Data type size. So there are some restrictions in our database, any database. When you are creating a table, you must to need to know these all statements. Here, no need to provide the memory for a table explicitly. For example, if you take it this one, so student ID, we declare the data type and the size is the 4 bytes. So we declare the size for the column. Did we create the size for the table? Here, did we clear the size like this? No. So you no need to see for let us see the create table student. For example, I have declared one size. Next, I have declared student ID number data type some 5 bytes. Next to yes name student name is string data type, so I have declared this one. It is coming now, guys. Student is, so I have declared 10. So I need only 2 columns. I am closing the parentheses. See, invalid identifier. Where it is showing error, it is showing create table in the size section. Why it is showing? You no need to provide the size for the database. It's automatically database server will segregate some separate space for this database. Next, table name must be start with the character A to Z. String, it must be start any character A to Z or A to Z, small a. It should not start with any numbers or any special characters. It must have to start the A to Z only. For example, if you take it if you take it here, so you no need to provide the memory I have started. So student is a table name, right? So what I will put, just 100 student I will give. 100 student. 100 student. 100 student. See, invalid table name. Why it is raising error? Table name must be start with the any character. It should not start numeric or any special characters. It should be a from A to Z, any number. For example, some special characters I will give. Invalid character. Why it is telling invalid character? It's expect the only character. It expects the only character. Next, one table can have maximum 1000 columns. Here we declared some 6 to 7 columns, 3, 6, 7 columns. Like that, we can declare maximum 1000 columns for table. It is very, very important, guys. In interview, they will ask one table can have how many columns it can store. It stored maximum 1000 columns only. Okay, every table must have one column. See, for example, to create one table, you must need one column name. So, for example, let's see, without column names, I will try to create it. Without column name, I will try to create. So, I will give some characters only here. See, missing left parenthesis. Why it is showing left parenthesis? See, after table name, it will expect the parenthesis to open. This is the parenthesis, you can see. Parenthesis to open. It expect the parenthesis to open. Okay. Next, table name cannot be Oracle keyword. What is keywords, guys? Here, table is a keyword, and any commands are the keywords. These commands. So table name cannot be start with the our SQL keywords. Table, table, or view, or yes, sequence, or any commands. It should not be a keyword. Table name should not. For example, I am giving view here. See, invalid table name, because table name cannot be a Oracle keyword or SQL keywords. Okay, table name is a is not case sensitive. Why? Because, for example, if you create one table, see, create table. Table name is student underscore some one. See, we can write it like this, guys. It should start only character. You can put special characters, we can put numerics, anything after the character. Just starting only it will check. Here I have created SID. SID as a number, then size is I have given, then I have next S name, varchar 2, then pin. See, table is created. So we have given the table name is in which case, guys? Smaller case or upper case? Smaller case. If you see now, see, select, we can describe the table, we can see student underscore one. How we have given column names? Is a case 10 is a uppercase or lowercase? See here how it is stored. So table name and column names are not case sensitive. We can give either smaller case while retrieving it. See here select star from student underscore one underscore one. So why it is no row selected? There is no inserted the data. Data is not there. So even if you give the smaller case, it cannot giving any error because it's not a it's not a case sensitive. See how the data name is saved. We can see here as I said method this data dictionaries as I said user underscore tables. Whatever the tables which you created, whatever the table which you created in the table database, all tables will get stored in the user underscore tables user underscore tables. See, these all are the tables I have created. 95 tables. See how we have created the table, guys. Did we give the capital letters? No. It has stayed the uppercase. By default, table name and column names data types are will stored in the uppercase only. Uppercase only. All user tables are stored in the user underscore tables data dictionary. This one we haven't created. It's a system created. Why it's created by the system? It has to store the tables which you are created in the database. If see for example I have created some tables that will belongs to my schema only that we can discuss. That we can discuss. Clear, guys? Till here? See here. Table name, valid table name and invalid table name. Please go on with guys. We can give like this table name. We should not give like this. We can give underscore. Hyphen we should not give it. EMP 100 we can give it. 100 EMP we should not give it. EMP some special character we can. It is a valid table. See invalid table. It is valid table. Why it is invalid table? Delete is a command. It is a SQL keyword. That is the invalid table. So we can give it like this emp delete. Clear, guys? Any doubts? Okay. So as I said, column name is a unique in a column. For example, if you give the same column names again, here create create table. Table name is stud1. I have given SID number data type some 5. Next yes name varchar2 data type some 10. Table is created, right? The same way, stud I will give here. Here the column name again I will give SID. Observe, guys. Data types are different. Column names are same. See, duplicate column name. So if you enter same column names, it cannot take it. So column name in a table is unique. Column name in a table should be a unique. Column name is unique in a table. You can declare same column name only one time. The column name same, it should start with the A to Z letter. Column name cannot be same SQL keyword or Oracle keyword. Clear, guys? To create a table, so you need to know this all statements. So we knew about the table name and column names. Now we have to discuss about the data types. Now we have to discuss about the data types. It's very important, guys. So as a weekend, shall I take another 30 minutes, guys, with your permission? Or it is enough for the day, we can discuss tomorrow. All I don't want to get from one. If anyone is having no, then tell me that's not a problem. All 18 members are okay, right? Okay, then fine. Because I don't want allow to someone to miss the class. So let us take. It's very important. So everyone directly will explain about the commands or these statements. But our training is it's quite different. It's an RTA directly from intermediate. It's a basic. You should have grip on the database, how the data is storing. Then only you will become an expert on the any database. That's the reason I'm explaining how the data is storing the database from there. Okay. Next, data types. Data types. There are two types of data types we have. Two types of data types we have. Anyone knows, guys? One is built-in data types. One is the built-in data types. Another one is user-defined data types. Another one is the user-defined data types. What is the built-in data types, guys? Anyone is having any idea? What is built-in data types? Built-in data type. Built-in data types are which is created by the system. I mean Oracle or SQL or any database. The product is developed by any corporation, right? Oracle corporation, PostgreSQL, any company. They have developed some set of rules. So these predefined data types is called as a built-in data types. One is the built-in data types. Predefined. Predefined means which is available already. Built-in data types. Next one is user-defined data types. User-defined data types. User-defined data types is nothing but which is created by the user. We can create our own data types. Own data type. For example, if you take one address section for any employee, address section for any employee, I don't want to maintain for pin code one uh, one column and this one flat number one column or anything else. I will create one object data type. This object I will create for individual data. For example, data is having address is having numeric data from special characters, some this one numbers as well, but we cannot store all these things in within predefined, right? Because character data type is allows only string data type, varchar2 data type also allows only string data type, number is allowing only string data type. We cannot insert the within the string number data type varchar2. We cannot insert the special characters in the number data type or varchar2 data type. So address field is having all these things. By that time we can create our own defined data type, and we can declare it. You can enter any type of data, numeric, special characters, or strings. So that we can discuss in the user object things in further sections. Like it will be in around 5 classes before on the closing this training. Okay. First of all, there are built-in data types. Are built-in data types is predefined data types. We have character data type. We have character data type, number data type, then Within the number there are multiple data types are again. So character data type, number data type, row id data type, this row id data type, datetime data type, long object data type, wrong and raw data types, or else row id data types, or else row id data types. See, built-in data types are character data type, number data type, datetime data type, long and object data type, row id data type, long and raw data types. So within this thing, within these things, within these things, character, number, datetime data types are very important. Datetime data types are very important. These three, because this one we rarely used it. We rarely used it. We always use this character, number, date and date types of more. In real time perspective, without date, there should be a no report. Should be a no report. So we can go one by one. Character, date type, number, date type, date time, date type, one by one. Character data type is used to store alphabetic or alphanumeric data. It can accept the string, it can accept the alphabetic means if you want to if you want to save some name as Venky, you can store it. If you want to store some alphanumeric Venky 100, you can store it. So character data type is used to store the alphanumeric data type, alphanumeric data type, which is character data type is case sensitive. Character data type is the case sensitive, and any data, see, table name and column is not case sensitive, right? But character data type or string data type both are same, guys. Character data type or string data type is used to store the alphanumeric data type, and it is case sensitive. Any data which is given in the single quote, which is treated as a character data type, which is treated as a character data type. How SQL buffer or server will 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 check, will understand that it is a character data type, will understand that it's a character data type, whatever you entered within the single quote, then SQL buffer or database server will understand that that is a character or string data. So anything which is given in the single quote, which is treated as a string data type or character data type. Okay, there are different data types within the character data types. So one is char data type, nchar data type, varchar2 data type, and nvarchar2 data type. Nvarchar2 data type. Char data type is used to store the character data within predefined length. It's a fixed length data type. It's a fixed length data type. That is, maximum size for this data type is allowed 2000 bytes. I will show you practically. I will show you practically. So, for a character data type is used to store the character data. Character data. Character data type is used to store the character data. It's a fixed length data type. It's a fixed length data type. The maximum size is 2000 bytes. Default size is 1 byte. So why I declare character data type like this, guys? So any language, what is this bracket indicates? In any computer language, programming language, is it a optional or it's a mandatory? In any language, optional. So This bracket is indicates to optional. This bracket is indicates to this bracket. Here this bracket is indicates to parenthesis is indicates to mandatory, and bracket is indicates to bracket is indicating to optional. So here size is optional. Why I kept both why I have kept parenthesis and bracket is, I am telling you that we can declare the size, but that's a not mandatory. But it's not a mandatory. So size is not mandatory. You should remember this point. So now you may ask me, what is fixed length data type? What is fixed length data type? What is fixed length data type? For example, create table. Table name is ours is April batch, right? So AP APB APB. So I wanted to store whoever is enrolled for my course. I wanted to store whoever is enrolled my course. I wanted to store their data. Their data. The student number I have taken number data type is some 3 I have declared it. 3 bytes. Next, yes name is I have declared is char data type. Char data type. So let us take some 6 bytes. Not mandatory. I am declaring some 6 bytes. Here table is created. Table is created. Table is created. Now coming to the point here. So as I said, character is a it will it's allowed to use the insert, I mean store the data, string data type. How we can insert the data, how Oracle server indicates, understand that you are inserting that string data or character data by using single code. Size is not mandatory, by we have declared, and it is a fixed length data type. So don't think about this commands, guys. We can discuss every command deeply. Insert into, this is the state, insert into APB values. We can discuss this one in the command section. So what is the column name? Yes number. So I am taking as 100. Name is, for example, I have taken Naveen. Naveen. One row is created. So one row is inserted in the database. The same thing I will take Venky. Again one row is inserted. I will take just some Ram. So again inserted. I will take now Venkateswarlu. What is this, guys? Value too large for column. Venky, this one is the schema, guys. Always the table names will see schema name dot APB. I have created Venky is the my schema name. Schema is nothing but a username. Okay. Venky dot APB. That means schema dot APB. Yes name is the column name. What is this error? Actual is 13, maximum is 6. What you understood about this error? Yes. So maximum size is you declared 6 bytes. So you are trying to entering the 13 bytes data. 13 bytes of the data. So now you know that you can allow to insert the data, maximum is 6 bytes. How 6 bytes you have to know. So every character is 1 byte. So here this is the 6 bytes, this is the 5 bytes, this is the 3 bytes. So you can allow to insert the maximum data for yes name. Maximum characters is 60 characters or 6 bytes the data. So you should not allow to insert the table cannot accept the maximum size. This column does not accept the more than 6 bytes the data. Okay, size is clear now. So size is clear now. Why we have to declare the size? Size part is clear. Now come to the data type. Character data type is, I said, fixed length. Now this is 3 bytes, right? So don't think about these functions. We can discuss these things in the functions. I am giving yes name. We can discuss in character function this thing from APB. Wait, and I will discuss one by one. Now please go on mute. So I just wanted to know length of the characters which we have inserted in the database for this column. So to find that we have length is a function. We can discuss in the functions. Just I have given. So first row, how many bytes of data I have inserted, guys? 6 bytes. But it has 6 bytes it is showing first row. Okay, clear. Second row, how many bytes? But here it is showing third row, how many rows we have, how many bytes we have inserted? 3 bytes. But it is showing, why it is showing 6 and 6 in second and third rows? 6. So please go on mute, guys. Character, as I said, character data type is a fixed length data type. So that is not that this column, the character data type, does not consider the bytes you are inserting in the database. It's just if you, for example, 5 bytes you have inserted, what it has inserted another byte, guys? It has showing 6, no. What it has inserted another byte? Here 3 bytes. What it has inserted another 3 bytes? Total it is showing 6 bytes now. It's very important. What is the difference between character and varchar2 in every return? Sorry. So whenever you declare the varchar character data type, so it will take the maximum size with the blank pads, with the blank pads. That's the reason with the blank pads. That's the reason it is showing as the 6 and 6. For example, you have entered only Venky. So remaining 1 byte, it will insert the one blank pad. It will apply to the blank pads. Pad in the sense applying pad. Uh, Blank it will take it, one space it will take. For example, you have entered only RAM 3 bytes. Remaining 3 spaces it will take, 3 blank pads. 1, 2, 3. So when it is comes to length, it will consider each. It will consider each. Either it is a blank or either it is a character, either it is a number. It consider the bytes. It cannot consider the characters which you are inserted. So character data type is a fixed length data type. Size is not mandatory. Maximum size is 2000 bytes. It is a fixed length data type. Why it is fixed length data type? Whenever you insert the data, it will take the maximum size. Even though you insert the 3 bytes or 5 bytes or anything, the remaining bytes, it will apply the blank pads. The interviewer will expect the answer from you. The remaining bytes, it will apply the blank pads. The statement, they will expect it. Then they will understand that you have grip on the database, how the data is stored. Clear, guys? Clear. So here we never use character char data type except wherever required. I will tell you, because here it is applying the blank space, no. So the database is waste or not? Data storage waste, right? Ultimately, the remaining here 3 bytes and 4 bytes are waste. So here we have inserted only 3 rows. When it is comes to real time, it may be 1000 or 2000 or 3000 records also. So that many bytes, it will get waste. So we, as a developer, we should not waste the database storage, because the companies has to pay for the storage cost for product which they are using. If it is Oracle, if it is MySQL, if it is MS SQL, the product is belongs to which company, or the companies has to pay amount for that storage. So now, to overcome this problem, blank pads problem, Oracle has to store, to avoid storage this one. Oracle has this SQL has introduced, databases has introduced varchar2 data type. So let us create varchar2 data type. See, varchar2 data. What is varchar2 data type? Varchar, see, there is a varchar data type also. For this, you can declare like this. You no need to we never use this one, guys. Just I am explaining you. So you no need to declare this. We never declare this one. But even if you declare it, it will convert it to the varchar2 data type by default. It will convert it to the varchar2 data type by default. So to overcome this problem, Oracle has introduced varchar2 data type. Varchar2 data type. Varchar2 data type syntax is column name, then varchar2 20. You have to size is mandatory here. It store the variable length or string data. It is a dynamic data type. See, this has to explain to the interviewer if they ask difference between char and interview. When it is comes to character, it is a size mandate, not mandatory. But when it is comes to varchar2, size is mandatory. That's the reason we declared as open here parenthesis. When it is comes to character, minimum default size is 1 byte. Here not mandatory. Here there is no default size, because we have to declare the size. Maximum size for the character data type is 2000 bytes. When it is comes to varchar2 data type, maximum size is 4000 byte. Size is mandatory. Here when it is comes to character, it is fixed length data type. When it is comes to varchar2, it is dynamic data type. So we can see what is dynamic data type. So as I said, it stores the data. See, it store the data string or character length. It store. It store the data variable string or character data. I mean, for example, create table APB_1. So I have taken some SID number data type. So I have declared. We can discuss about the number date later now. See, first we are discussing. See, to declare the varchar2 data, how we have to declare, guys? Column name, then data type. To declare varchar2. Here size is mandatory. So you have declared some 6 bytes. Some 6 bytes. So I have created APB_1. See, observe here. So Why we need to insert the data in single quote, guys? For example, if I remove single quote, what will happen? Column not allowed. What is the error? Why it is why it is raising error? Any idea? As I said, character data type is a case sensitive. Any data which is given in single quote, then only Oracle or SQL server or SQL buffer can understand that you are inserting the character data. It will be treated only character. So now it is not allowed column. Why? Because that is a character data type or string data type. So it will allow only string data. So when you ignore the single quote, that is not considered as a character or string data. So always you have to declare within single quote. Clear, guys? Any char, I mean char data type. See, char also inserted. See, single data. Any varchar, all character data types, all these character data types, all character these data types allow to you to insert the data within when it is comes to within the single quote, because those will accept the string data or character data which you are inserting, that must be included in the single quote. Then only Oracle buffer can understand that it's a string data or character data. See, now, sorry, it is a APB1, right? We have to insert one. We have to insert the APB1. Okay, I have inserted one row, Naveen. The same way, I inserted Venky APB1. See why it is raising error, guys? We should give the same underscore. Hyphen we should not give. Next, here RAM APB hyphen 1. Three rows is insert. Select star from APB underscore 1. See, data is having three rows which you inserted. What is the size of this column, guys? Varchar 2 data type, and the size is 6 bytes. Now check the length of that column. See, first you have inserted, first row you have inserted Naveen, 6 rows, 6 bytes. Next you have inserted Venki. How many bytes, guys? Sorry, 5. So it's taken only 5 bytes. You inserted 3 bytes. Within 6 bytes, it has taken only 3 bytes. So it is not applying the blank pads. That is the reason it's a dynamic data type. Why it is dynamic data type? Based on the variable string length, how much bytes you are inserting, that will take that much space only within the size. Even though you declare the 6 bytes, it has taken only 3 bytes, because you are trying to insert the data, or you insert the data only 3 bytes. Within 6 bytes it will take 3 bytes. Remaining 3 bytes, what it will happen, guys? What it will do? It will send back to the storage hard disk. It will send back it to the database. So it does not waste the storage. Varchar 2 does not store the data storage, does not waste the storage. It will send back it to the store, it will send back to the database. So varchar2 data type is a dynamic data type. That is the reason we are calling the dynamic data, because it store the only the length which you are inserting, that much space only it will take it. Remaining space it will send back it to the database. It does not apply the blank pads. So obviously here we are saving the storage. We are storing the storage. Clear guys? What is the difference between char and varchar2? So the maximum size. Yes. So let me show you that one also. Create table. Table name is APB underscore 2. So I just declare yes name varchar. The table is created. So I declare only varchar data type. So you can describe the table. You can see. Describe in the sense to understand the column names of the data type and size everything. And to see what you have declared for APB2. So what we have declared varchar. So it will be converted to varchar2. So if you declare varchar also, it's auto converted to the varchar2. These all are the differences for varchar and varchar2. Clear now? So maximum size is 2000 bytes I said, right? For character, you can see. So APB3 I will take it. APB3. Just I will take char data type. Maximum size is how much I said guys? 2000 bytes. So 2001 byte I mean 2010 or 3000 we can try to take it. Specified length is too long for its database. It's a data type. So we can declare maximum 2000 bytes and it can store the maximum 2000 bytes. So when it is comes to varchar2, maximum size is how much guys? Varchar2. Maximum size is 4000 bytes. So if you try to insert the 5000 bytes, specified length too long for its data type. Clear guys? It cannot take it. We cannot declare the card. We cannot create the table itself. It does not allow you to see in real time maximum 30, 20 to 30 columns only. It cannot more than that. So if you give the more than 1000 columns, it cannot take it. You have to change your requirement accordingly. No. Rows. There is no restriction. You can insert a number of rows, unlimited. Only columns is limited. So you sorry guys, I'm taking some too much time. Just 10 minutes. If you give varchar 2 is completed. Okay. I will close it within 9:20. So 1 second. Um, So here we have seen right character to varchar. Now you may ask me if I want to insert more than 4000 bytes, what I have to do. So there is a there is a there is a data type which is called CLOB, which is called CLOB. The CLOB data type, CLOB, we can discuss in large objects. We can discuss that one in the large objects. It's fine for today. So large objects data we can discuss. So you may ask me now what I wanted, like if I want to insert more than 4,000 bytes, what I have to do, we can discuss tomorrow. This is the sorry, one more thing I have to discuss with you guys. Now you may ask me, there is one more data type is called nchar data type, same nvarchar2 data type. Why? Because this character data type and character varchar2 data types allows only English language. English language. If you want to insert, if you want to insert other than English language in the database, then you have to declare that column name is n char data type. N is national set. National set. It will accept any language. Whatever the languages are available in the national wise, it will accept any language. So we never use this nchar and nchar2. You know, in real time only we use in English language. So only focus on this char and varchar2. And one more thing, sorry guys, I forget to tell this one. So I said default size is 1 byte. So let us create one table. Let us create one table here. Char. So size is not mandatory, right, for char data type. So if I declare, I won't declare any size. See, table is created. Whether size is mandatory for char? No. So you can describe the, so as I said, size is by default it will take 1 byte. You can describe the table, you can see. See, did we declare any size here? No. Here you can see it has taken 1 byte. So the size is not mandatory. By default it will take 1 byte. Now you said, sorry, you said varchar2 we can use to overcome that blank pads problem. We have introduced varchar2 where we can introduce, where we can declare char and varchar, where we can declare varchar2. Char where we can declare, for example, if you take student details for any organization, they will put gender column. Am I right or not? Gender column. For example, if you are applying any uh, this one exams, private exams or public exams, government exams, to fill the form, they will put gender. Select FRM. Why they will give in drop down FRM? They have declared for that column as default size. Just they will declare gender char. It will accept only 1 byte. That is the reason they will give in the drop down list. Select FRM, F or M. Anything you can select anything. F is indicate female, F is the indicates male. So gender, like gender columns, we can declare char data type. Clear? If if you inserted more than declaration of the data, whether it will accept? No. It will accept, it will give the error. The specified length which you are inserting, it's more than, it's more than declare the size. You should, you should insert the data based on the size you have declared it. For example, now you have declared only 6 bytes. Your feature requirement is you want to insert 20 bytes data. What you have to do? You have to alter the table. That we can discuss in the alter section. I mean commands, where we can discuss in the command section. We can discuss that one. Alter. Clear, guys? Anyone? So this is, that's all for today's session. So the session will be uploaded into the YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel name is Venky Tech Solutions. This is the playlist, guys. I will show you 1 second. The playlist name is SQL or Venky Tech Solutions is the videos. So if you go to the playlist, this is the playlist. Where is that? This one. SQL Advanced Training April batch. So this is the yesterday session. So I will upload today's session as well. Why this playlist is having only one C in get solution. So yesterday session I have uploaded. If you want to go through the yesterday session, you can go through it. Today's session also will be uploaded in the same Google Drive, same YouTube channel. If you like my content, guys, please subscribe and don't forget to like the video. So all the 1 week sessions are free sessions. Those will be uploaded into the YouTube. You can access that video from the YouTube channel. So after enrollment, you will get the all like software notes we can discuss already. We are discussing in the class itself. You will get the software and you will be added into some separate group for the communication as well. So in Google Drive, you will get the videos on the daily basis. Any questions? I'm ready to take it now. Anyone is having any questions, guys? Shekhar Reddy, you are speaking, but I can't hear you. Can someone please speak? Hari, can you speak? Hari or Manoj? Deepika? Oh, maybe. Hello? I am unable to get.
There is also another entity called heap table.
So now I can. Sorry, guys. Now I can hear you due to some issue of the earphones. I couldn't hear you. Can you ask me now? I can ready to take up the question.
There is a cache, right?
Sorry.
Cache memory. Whenever any files or any data that is deleted, that will get stored in the cache memory, and again that will be the temporary data will be flushed out from the cache automatically. Then it reaches the ceiling point. But is there anything that is related to table space? Because
No.
table space,
Got it, your question. That is a DBA related one which you are asking. That see, even table spaces we cannot control it. I am explaining those all related to table spaces also related to the DBAs. So table space. So you make table space, they will allocate some separate memory for that. So once that is reached to 90%. So what they will put some programs in DBA side to delete whatever it is storing in the cache memory. So that will be taken care by the DBA guys, not developers.
Actually, Venkat, I worked as a SQL database administrator.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. You are the DBA guy, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, and normally we do have like heap tables as well, and we have like cache, and I mean like normally that kind of those kind of scenarios we come across normally. But table space is like a normal, it's like a generic activity, right? I mean, whenever we delete any object or any data, that will get stored in the table space by default. And there is also called cache, right? That's why I asked you like how this cache and table space, anything like major difference.
See why I didn't explain that one. That is not related to the SQL thing. That is a DBA guys. So that course is different, DBA course, because the roles and responsibilities for the developer different and administrator is different.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Any other questions,
Right.
guys?
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions? If you, even if you can't ask, you can ping in chat. I can take it up.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Venky, what about PLSQL courses in this section? That
No,
different?
after the completion of SQL, we can start the PLSQL, or else it may be in between the SQL. After the completion of SQL only we can start the PLSQL, because the logics which you learned in the SQL, those can be implemented in the PLSQL. PLSQL is nothing but just the extension of SQL. So we can write this using these logics, whatever we learn these logics in the SQL, those can be implemented in the PLSQL by using programming language, PLSQL programming language.
Okay, okay.
The training is, this one is, some people need only SQL, those can be continued till SQL sessions. Some people need both SQL and PLSQL. If you learn both SQL and PLSQL, you will become a Oracle developer or PLSQL developer or SQL developer. If you learn SQL alone, then you know you have some other need some tools or something else. So SQL is a common language for all technologies. Even if you are a Java or .NET developer, you should have SQL knowledge.
No, we need SQL and PLSQL both, right?
Then you can continue both SQL and PLSQL.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, Venkat, the market is very, they are filtering the candidates. So they want candidates with PLSQL as well.
Yes, yes. Because they are thinking that any reporting tool guy or any other guys, if they have grip on the database side, how the data is storing, what they have developed, database people developed, then these people can write Java code or .NET code very easily. Any tools like Tableau, Power BI, QuickView, or anything tools. If they have database, I mean, they have the SQL and PLSQL both. Those can be write some this one statements very easily, and they can pull the data and they can build the report. So now in the market, the any tool or any other technologies, they are thinking that they should require the SQL and PLSQL both, because that is the advantage for their project perspective. So whoever is having both, they are considering for the profile. If you, and if someone went to the interview, if you have only one language, other people have one having two languages, if they are perform 80%, if you perform 100% also, they will consider whoever knows the multiple technologies.
And helpful, especially performance tuning, for performance tuning as well.
Yes, yes. Anything else, guys? Do you want me to cover?
Hi, Venkat. This is Vijay here.
Yeah,
So, do we have a classes on Sunday too, or like?
see, actually, um, this one we started on Friday, right? So I don't want to disturb first 1 week classes. Whatever it will be the free. So I will give one day free time on to enroll the course. Whoever whoever are interested, they can enroll it. From next day we can start it. So for weekly basis, 1 day is the half for 7 days. Within the 7 days, we can have 6 days. Those can be any one weekend, either either Saturday or Sunday. 1 day is the half day. Another day we can have some longer sessions, like now how we have taken.
And it is like so we don't have any gaps in days, right? So we have a continuation sessions.
No, no, no,
So
no,
there is no.
no, no.
Okay.
Weekdays we doesn't have any gap. Weekday we have only one day off. 1 day is the longer session. 1 day is the off. Either Saturday or Sunday, you can get the off based on the our convenient. Whoever is enrolled, based on their commitments, we can discuss everything in the WhatsApp group which we create for the enrollment people.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, one day is the off, guys. Any one of the weekend, Saturday or Sunday. Any other questions?
Yeah, Venkat, what is the total duration for the course and the charges?
Yeah, that can be, see, the course duration is 35 days for this one SQL, and 30 days is the PLSQL. But last last batch is taken around 45 days. So based on the interaction and based on the assignments, based on the weekend classes which we take, it may increase another 5 days, around 35 to 45 days. It will take it. Sometimes based on the some complications, it may take for more than 40, 41, 42, like that. But target is to complete is 30 days, but it may increase to 40 days, guys. Around 60, around 60 hours you will get the 60 to 70 hours you will get the class. 60 hours.
The
60 hours is
charges
the
for
pakka.
SQL and PSQL put
Sorry,
together?
sorry,
Charges.
charges. So I wanted to reveal the charges in the last day of the session because
So it will be better if we reveal it early because we can be prepared for that thing.
oh, okay. See, actually, yeah, SQL is the 7K, PLSQL is the 8K, 8K. SQL is the 7K and PLSQL is the 8K is the charges. So I have planned to give some discount on the for this batch because we have crashed 10 plus batches. I have to give some discount on this batch. So it may around 3K. For example, if the guy is enrolled for SQL in my institute, if the guy is enrolled, SQL is the 7K and PL SQL is the 8K. If the guy is enrolled SQL in my institute, for them I am giving discount for this batch is PL SQL is the 5K. They enrolled in my batch is for PL SQL is the 5K. If they learnt SQL outside of my institute and they wanted to continue PLSQL in my institute, so they have to pay 8K. So after giving discount, it will be 12K for both. If you want to continue only SQL, then you can pay 7K.